When I'm working on a piano, I can always tell the quality because I never have very many problems with it. Everything seems to slot into place nicely. There's no problems or discrepancy within the mechanism or the parts. It regulates nice and easily. Everything slots into place. And this night piano is a quality piano, and that's just what it was like to work on. It was a pleasure to work on. Knights are a renowned British piano started by Alfie Knight in 1936. They're made in Loughton in Essex, or marketed as Loughton, London. And they came up with a couple of very interesting design points which I'd like to point out to you. That's why in this video I've got the casework off first. So the first thing I'd like to point out is that all pianos have this break here, all modern pianos do. That's to do with the bridges. So you've got a bass bridge. The bridge is where all the strings actually sit. I'll show you in a minute. But can you see those strings? And then there's a break, and then there's a different bridge, which is the treble bridge, and that goes up there. And then usually there's a break like this break, and there's another little bridge right up the treble. Now, can you see how all the tuning pins just go in a straight line there, and that's all on one bridge? I'll show you the bridge that the strings sit on. Hopefully you can see in there that where all the strings sit, and that's the wooden bridge they all sit on. Now over here I want to show you this Yamaha U1, which, like the vast majority of pianos, they have this bridge where you've got the bass bridge where the bass notes sit, the strings sit, and then you've got the treble bridge, but then you've got another break here. Can you see that bar? And there's another break in the pins, and there's an extra bridge up there. Okay, so you've got this break in the bridge, so you've got a separate bridge in effect. Now most pianos have that's absolutely fine, but it can lead to some stability issues. Tuners are always struggling around the breaks to try and get the tuning stable, and also the tone. Often there's toning problems around that bridge. The tone is different either side of it. So here, Knights have designed their pianos so that there is no break up there in order to try and counteract that problem. The other things that Knights do, which very few others do. Now, I want to explain these dampers here are felts that sit against the string. And if they weren't there, when you play a note, you'd just get it echoing forever. So they sit against the string to stop that. And when you lift an individual note, they lift off like that. Now, they go almost all the way to the top. Now, for design reasons, usually there's no space to get them that far up. So it's really only the last sort of 10 or 11 notes where there's no dampers, and you get that slight ringing on. Okay, so all the dampers go almost all the way up to the top. Not quite, but they do a pretty good job. Now, most pianos, this is the Yamaha again, the U1, and if you can see in there, where the dampers actually stop is quite a long way off the top. Can you see they go? That's quite a lot of notes without dampers. So people do often talk, when I go to tune a piano, they often say, why does this stop up here? What's that ringing? Well, the ringing is because you just can't get any more dampers up there. There's no room. They don't put them up there. So you do, on most pianos, get a bit of ringing up the top, which can add to the tone if it's toned right and designed right. But on Knights, again, they stop that problem really by putting their dampers almost nearly all the way up to the top. And not very many people mention that about Knights, but it's something I particularly like about them. They're also very sturdy. The actual soundboard, which is probably the most crucial part of a piano, the soundboard is very sturdy, and the frame is very sturdy, and the iron frame is sturdy, and that's really good for warping. You don't get the warping you get on some pianos. The splits in the soundboard you don't get so much as some pianos. So Knights are well known as being very, very sturdy, and that soundboard, you can see how good that is. You know, it's pretty perfect. And you can see the quality because they've stuck this little label on the back. Now the soundboard, if you can imagine, the soundboard is a bit like if you play a violin or you have a violin, the tone you get is the whole wood of the violin, isn't it? Well, that's a soundboard. So the whole of a violin really is like a soundboard, apart from the strings. And so this is like the soundboard. This is like the violin bit, really. It gives the tone. Now they say, talking of violins, on the back here, where no one usually sees, but it shows the quality that they've stuck this on, it says here, this soundboard is manufactured from genuine European spruce, which is the identical material used in the Stradivarius violin, the very famous violin, the Stradivarius violin. So there you are, you can't get much better than that. So I would like to put the casework on now and play something for you, but I really am quite excited about this one. You know, when I was able to get this Knight, I thought, yes. Again, it's a piano I knew, having had a good old tuning round. I'm very lucky that sometimes I get first, you know, I get told first about pianos when my long-standing customers tell me they're moving or they're looking to sell their pianos, and I was very pleased when this one came up because I knew it, and I was very pleased about it because I haven't done that many Knights, but this one, as I say, it's really been a bit of a dream. I tend to think of Knights in a way as being the British version of the Yamaha U1. The Yamaha U1 is so popular, I've sold so many of them, and they're brilliant pianos, absolutely super. But if you want something a little bit different that's just the same quality but perhaps British, with a British tone, which this one has, the crisp British tone, then you really can't go far wrong. It's got this lovely wood. So it's worth considering if you're after something that's the quality of a Yamaha U1, but a little bit different. I just want to show you the tone because the tone is different. So this is the U1, this is the Knight. And this one over here, switch that round. This one is the Yamaha U1. Very different. Both very good, but very different. So the Yamaha U1 definitely brighter. And the Knight, I would say, is crisper, rounder. It's hard to describe tone, isn't it? But that's how I would put it. So I'm now going to try and play something in order to show you that tone so you can hear for yourselves. I always say show you that tone. You can't see a tone, but you can hear it. And here it is. with apologies for the wrong notes. But if you're interested in this beautiful night, do email me or text me. I'll be delighted to make an appointment with you for you to come to see it. Bye for now.